Hello and welcome to this amazing platform. I am Shruti, your French trainer. Do you know? In today's session, we are going to focus on les adjectifs. So, what is it? Don't worry, today we will learn about adjectives and how to use adjectives in French with some examples. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started. Now, here we have définition. So, it means definition. It says un adjectif, c'est un mot qui sert à qualifier un substantif ou un pronom. I know that this is a bit difficult and this as well. So let me try to explain you in simple words. So an adjective, what it does, it basically helps to describe noun and pronouns. I hope that this little definition is clear to you. So let's move further. Now here we have example. Here we have two different examples. It says, example number 1 says, une grande maison. Now, this is very important. Accord avec un nom ou un pronom. So, basically, we have to do an agreement with the noun or with the pronoun. Now, what is agreement? It sounds a little bit tricky. So, here agreement basically means, for example, if you want to change masculine adjective into feminine adjective, then you have to add E. Or you want to write, let's say, plural adjectives. So, you have to add S. So, this is called an agreement. So, let me write it down E for feminine and for plural for S. So, for plural we have to add S. Now, une grande maison. Since we know that maison is our house and it has feminine roots, so we will put an agreement and we will write an E here. So, grande, that is big. So, this is an adjective and I have done the agreement as well. Now, let's come to the second example. It says, ils sont grands. It means they are big. Again, this is an adjective grand. But since our subject is il, I-L-S, ill, and it is plural. So, what do we have to do? We have to put an extra S. It's written masculin pluriel. That is, in order to make it plural, we have to put S. I hope that this example is crystal clear to you. So, moving further, we have some rules that are important and you have to memorize them. So, femina des adjectifs. Now, we will learn how to convert, let's say, masculine adjectives into feminine adjectives. But there are certain rules that we have to follow. So, adjective masculin plus E becomes adjective femina. So, in general cases, what you have to do, you have to take the masculine adjective and if you want to convert it into feminine adjectives, so you just have to put an E. For example, vert becomes verte, grand becomes grande. But there are some rules where you have to make little changes. So here we have, if any adjective ends with E, so it will remain as it is. For example, rapide, there is no changes. Facile, magnifique. If any adjective is ending with ER, it becomes ERE. For example, légère becomes légère. If adjective is ending with F and you want to convert it into feminine adjective, we have to write VE. For example, neuf becomes nuff. Now, EUX becomes EUSE. For example, becomes hugs. Now, remember, whenever you change the spelling, for example, here, EUX becomes EUSE. So, the pronunciation also changes here. For example, becomes hers. Now, EUR becomes EUST. Mocker becomes mokers. Ter, TEUR becomes threes. TRICE. Protector becomes protectrice. Now, let's move further and we have this big word, may, in red colors. So, it is a danger sign. I was just joking. So may basically means but. So here we are talking about some exceptions. What you have to do in the case of exceptions, you just have to learn them. So mayah will be written as this if you want to convert the masculine mayah into feminine mayah. Antérieur becomes antérieur. Inférieur becomes inférieur, supérieur becomes supérieur, majeur becomes majeur, extérieur becomes extérieur, and so on. You just have to learn them. That's it. Now, in the next slide, we have femina des adjectifs. Again, we are concentrating on feminine adjectives. That is how to convert masculine adjectives into feminine adjectives. What if you have UR and TEUR? What we should do? So, let us read this. This is a question. It says, pourquoi est-ce que nous disons monteur? Why? It means why do we say monteur as monteurs but créateur as créatrices? Now, let us try to understand this. Since monteur, it has this letter T and créateur, it has this letter T. So, this T, racine, it means roots. Let us write down here. It means roots. So, this T has two different roots. One is EUR, another is TEUR. So, EUR gets converted into EUSE and TEUR gets converted into threes, TRICE, and hence monteur becomes monteurs and créateur becomes créateur. I hope that this is again clear to you. So, let's go further. Now, it says femina irrégulière. So, irregular feminines. Again, you have to do nothing. You just have to learn them. For example, this is M. It designates us masculine and it is feminine. Again, it is masculine and it is feminine. So, masculine adjectives becomes this and this. So, wir becomes va, grec becomes grec, long becomes long, turc becomes turc, du becomes douce, public becomes public, blanc becomes blanche, gros becomes grosse, favori becomes favorite, malin becomes malin, faux becomes fausse, and chic becomes chic. It remains basically same. So these are some irregular and these are some exceptions. Also, bon marché remains bon marché. Now, moving further, we have again femina des adjectives. So again, we are going to concentrate on how to convert masculine adjectives into feminine adjectives. So, beau, nouveau, vieux, fou. So, beau is masculine and it's get converted as belle into feminine. Now, here we have vieux gets converted into va. Nouveau gets converted into nouvelle. So, un beau garçon, une belle fille, un vieux monsieur, une vieille dame, un nouveau livre, une nouvelle auto, un jour fou. So this fou becomes folle, that is a crazy day, a mad day, and it becomes une vache folle, that is a crazy cow, a mad cow. Again, let's move further, and again we have féminin des adjectifs. So what if we have al at the end, in at the end, ain, ein, and un at the end? So these all gets converted into ale, ine, aine, eine, une. So national becomes national. But remember, the pronunciation for national and national remains same. Voisin becomes voisine. Here the pronunciation will change. America becomes American. Again the pronunciation is changing. Plein becomes plein. Coma becomes commune. That is common. So it means common. I hope that till here this is clear to you. So again we have féminin des adjectifs. So what if we have et, el, ein, en, ien, on? So these all get converted into ette, elle, eille, enne, ienne, onne. So cadet becomes cadet, that is young. Formel becomes formel. Pareil becomes pareil. Européen becomes European. Ancien becomes ancienne, and bon becomes bon. Mais, again this danger sign. So it means but. But there are some exceptions that again you have to learn, and you cannot do anything else. So complet will be written in this way, complète. Secret, secrète. Inquiet, inquiète. Discret, discrète. Here in the next slide, it talks something different. So we now know a lot about how to convert masculine feminine into. So we know now a lot about how to convert masculine adjectives into feminine adjectives. Now here we will learn about how to convert the masculine adjectives into plural adjectives. So according to the general rules, what do you have to do? Adjective singulier plus s. So it will give you adjective plural. So you just have to add an extra s, that's it, and you will get plural adjectives. Here we have some examples. Fou, just add an extra s. Fou. Bleu, just add an extra s. Bleu. But some exceptions, because this language is full of exceptions. So if any adjective ends with eau, so if you want to convert that into plural, so you have to write this eaux. For example, beau, beau. However, the pronunciation remains same. Al in plural becomes aux. For example, amical becomes amico, but the pronunciation will again change here. Now, I hope that the concept on adjectives and how to convert masculine into feminine or how to write plural adjectives is crystal clear to you. So, I'm just going to end the session for today, and I would say merci beaucoup.